Just starting the stream on YouTube and then we can go live. Okay, we are live on YouTube as well. Great. Let's get started. I will share my screen share कर दूंगा और उसके बाद हम लोग आगे बढ़ पाएंगे. Screen has been shared and now we can go to the indices. So मैं quickly आपको एक wrap up जैसा दे देता हूँ what my view was on the markets yesterday, क्योंकि उससे आपको थोड़ा सा पता चल जाएगा what my bias was and what my overall sentiment was at the start of today. So अगर यहाँ पर हम लोग देखते हैं, if we see here for Nifty, this level in general has been a very important support around 400. So what my view was कि अगर 17,380 17,400 को वो hold करता है आज, this is yesterday I'm saying, आज करता है, then I felt bullish bias is still there. But clearly हम लोग ने क्या देखा कि वो उतने lower levels पे आया ही नहीं. In fact, we can see the low for today is 17,691 and the high for today at least as of now is 17,806. हम लोग यहाँ पे एक चीज देख सकते हैं, this is actually the highest level that we've seen since practically August second week, क्योंकि हम लोग ने जो high देखा था वो लगभग यहाँ पर था August 19 पे, तो basically August end के बाद ये highest level हम लोग देख रहे हैं अभी, which is around 17,800 or so. Again a very good sign. अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं इंट्राडे चार्ट्स की, then what my view was कि if this general zone is held, right, this general zone of 17,500, then my view was that maybe there is a very good chance we see a bounce. क्या reason था इसका? In the past, whenever we have seen the 17,500 level being retested, whenever मतलब पिछले 2-3 हफ्तों में, what we have seen is a bounce on the next day and we have also seen a gap up. Last time जब ऐसा हुआ था, we can see here, bounced up. इसके पहले अगर हम देखते हैं, then prices had actually opened gap up, but that gap was filled in. अगर आप देखते हो, this was also approximately 17,500. Next day prices opened gap up, but they were unable to sustain. So my overall view was that 17,500 as a level is a very strong support, and maybe since yesterday FIIs ने भी खरीदा था, maybe there is a very good chance that we see those higher levels holding. So उसके बाद क्या था मेरा level? My view was that okay, if if let's say assuming we see a flat open which is somewhere around here, my view was that maybe यहाँ पे resistance ले सकता है and then maybe वो यहाँ पे resistance ले सकता है. But we did not see that. We saw a gap up open. We saw a gap up open here. Took resistance from our marked level here. नीचे आया, support लिया उसने ये level से 17,700 के आसपास से, as we discussed, right? 691 was the low. And then it went up, managed to break this resistance too, which I feel is a very bullish sign. Now, हम लोग जब देखेंगे निफ्टी और बैंक निफ्टी को, then you might find a few dissimilarities in a way. There are some things that are not very similar, और वो I think observe करने बनते हैं. But at least as of now what we can see is कि ये level जो था around August 22 के आसपास का, वहां पे आ चुका है. And if you recall, this is when we actually saw the massive sell off of sorts from the highs. हम लोग ने देखा था 970 नहीं, but I believe 990 या किसका हाई बनाया था, then it sold off from there. हम लोग वही लेवल्स पे फिर से आ गए हैं some 10-15 days after. So I think as of now Nifty is appearing to be very bullish. अगर हम बात करें आज के एक्सपायरी की, then I feel for Nifty today's traders might have been caught off guard. रीजन बीइंग कि आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे मैंने एक पैरेलल चैनल बनाई है, एंड आई होप जस्ट लेट मी मेक श्योर द चैट इज फाइन. या यहाँ पे मैंने पैरेलल चैनल बनाई है. यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं दैट फ्रॉम द ओपन इट डिड सॉर्ट ऑफ गैप अप ओपन किया, थोड़ा सा रीटेस्ट किया लोअर लेवल्स को, देन इट वेंट अप एंड वी कैन सी आफ्टर दैट फॉर द मोस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द डे it stayed within this parallel channel, and this clearly we can see as a bearish parallel channel. Now यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा confusing हो जाता है, because on one hand we are seeing this bearish channel, but on the other we are seeing a gap up well above the previous high, जो थोड़ा सा confusing हो सकता है. And as a result, when let's say you short here or you short here or something, यहां पर अगर आपने शॉर्ट किया होता, श्योर यू कुड हैव स्कैल्प्ड अ लिटिल, sure you could have scalped a little, but the real move really was at the 17700 retest. और हम लोग ने बात किया था कल ही कि कैसे every single dip has been bought into, including this one, and the same thing has happened here. Dip bought into very well, and that is how Nifty is progressing, at least as of now. अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं ऑप्शन चेन की, जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि निफ्टी में बायस कौन सी साइड है, देन वी आर चूजिंग टुडेज एक्सपायरी, वी आर चूजिंग निफ्टी, एंड वी विल गो to the options. What we can see here is the highest call side OI is at 206, 285 का OI है यहाँ पे 18,000 पे, और हम देख सकते हैं कि पुट साइड पे द हाईएस्ट OI is around here, which is 17,700. So clearly 17,700 as a level of support was, very very strong, because यहाँ पे पुट राइटिंग का प्रेशर भी काफी था, राइट? पुट राइटर्स जो थे यहाँ पे, जो पुट में थे, clearly they would have had a very good grip, which is why 691 से सीधा we saw it bouncing up and right here, as you can see, और इसलिए ऊपर गया. But what I feel is very interesting is that the call parties are actually expecting an upside of up to 18,000. जनरली क्या होता है, हम लोग एटीएम के प्लस माइनस 100, 150 के आसपास देखते हैं हाईएस्ट हुआ. इनफैक्ट दिस वाज द केस लास्ट वीक एंड लास्ट टू लास्ट वीक आल्सो टिपिकली. बट व्हाट वी आर सीइंग हियर, एंड दिस इज पॉसिबली क्योंकि ये एक साइकोलॉजिकल लेवल भी है, इसकी हाईएस्ट कॉल ओआई इज ऑल द वे ओवर हियर at 18,000, which means that आज के ही दिन में maybe the call writers were expecting more of an upside, which means कि clearly जो bias था वो शायद bullish side पहले से ही था. So this would be my view for Nifty overall अगर बात करते हैं. And again for today if we talk कि आज क्या expiry हो सकती है, I would say 17,800 के आसपास अभी hover कर रहा है. It is 1510 right now. I would say that the closing might be somewhere around 790 और 800 के आसपास. Maybe ये region के अंदर close होगा. Generally what we see with expiry closes इसकी round number पे होता है 800, 850 वैसे. So we can say X00 और X50 पे होता है, right? Something like this is where we see the expiry. Reason being क्योंकि यहाँ पे प्रीमियम सबसे ज्यादा वो स्क्वीज कर सकता है. So if it closes at this number, then clearly ATM is zero, ITM का जो होगा but will be minimized, and OTM will naturally be zero. Same thing holds true for this. So typically we do see such type of expiries, and बैंक निफ्टी में भी हम लोग कुछ वैसा ही देख रहे हैं. If you look at the price right now, बैंक निफ्टी is 40,200. पहली तो बात वो कि 40,200 is a massive number. This is the third highest close for Bank Nifty. But along with that, we can see ये भी round number के आसपास ही है 40,200. And if it closes, maybe it closes around 4100, 4200 के बीच में, which again would mean कि जो प्रीमियम है ऑप्शंस का वो थोड़ा सा वो स्ट्राइक्स पे एकदम ऑप्शन राइटर्स कैन मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ दैट. सो typically that is how it has been. Again, I'll switch this thing to Bank Nifty, and now we can look at the intraday chart. Intraday chart में मैंने बात की कि Nifty and Bank Nifty are looking very different. Why? For Nifty we saw a bearish channel. For Bank Nifty we are seeing a bullish channel right from the start. आप देख सकते हो कि it has consistently been making higher highs and higher lows. It has really not broken this level. हम लोग यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि in general, once this level was retested, we saw a rough support being formed here, and we saw a resistance of sorts being formed somewhere around here. So ये range में चल रहा था. Now निफ्टी ने क्या किया, ये रेंज ही तोड़ दी थी. इनफैक्ट यहीं से उसने तोड़ दिया था. बैंक निफ्टी broke on the outside, on the upside, retested 40,000. In fact, it retested 4,100, came down, retested 40,000 on the downside, और फिर वो ऊपर गया है. और हम देख सकते हैं कि ओवरऑल इसमें उसकी मूवमेंट बुलिश थी, which means कि बैंक निफ्टी स्टार्टिंग से ही बुल्स के control mein tha in a way, and we can see the reason for that, right? ICICI Bank is almost 900. You can see how positive, how strong it is looking. We can see HDFC Bank is up 1%. So all of these reasons, we can see Axis is up 3%. You can see here, यहाँ पे अगर आप right corner में देखते हो, you can see all the major banks. SBI is up today. SBI just shot up around 2 p.m. as you can see. बैंक निफ्टी भी 2 बजे के आसपास ही ऊपर स्पाइक किया है, आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे. So this here, so ये सब रीजंस के वजह से वी आर सीइंग दिस बुलिश बायस, आई वुड से. अगर हम बात करते हैं ओआई के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, एंड आई विल कम टू द चैट एज वेल इन सम टाइम, then OI के हिसाब से 40,200 would be the ATM strike. We can see the highest on the call side is actually 4,200 itself, and the highest on the put side, let's just see, is 220 over here, which is 40,000. सो निफ्टी में हम लोग क्या देख रहे थे कि ये नंबर 2-3 स्ट्राइक से हायर था. सो ऑन अ रिलेटिव स्केल इट वुड हैव बीन 4,500 400, और लोअर साइड पे अराउंड 2-3 नीचे था, which means around 39,900 जितना. बट बैंक निफ्टी का जो रेंज है that is narrower. It is just a 200 point range, and we can see, at least as of now, even the bears have accepted कि 40,000 के ऊपर सपोर्ट ले पाएंगे. So clearly a very bullish bias. If we talk about the EOD analysis, we'll just do that. I'll take a look if there are any questions. What are your views on the prevailing recession fear? I feel, that is, see, China and US affect the global market. So those two particular questions are related to fundamentals. So today's agenda is not fundamentals. If we have the time, sure, I'll talk about funda. If we don't have the time, then that we can reserve for a separate live stream. For that, make sure you are following me. Follow kar lo mere ko yahan pe, and you can check me out on other platforms also. One thing that I will tell you, no chat on the YouTube yet. One thing that I'll tell you is that if you want to know my view on interest rates, and if you want to know more about interest rates, check out this video. Jackson Hole का जो हुआ था 10 दिन पहले उस पे है. So that is there. But in general, let's see how things go. I feel the kind of economic environment we are in right now is in many ways unprecedented. So maybe what we have seen in the past may not exactly apply. Because we are seeing jobs and all overall being relatively strong compared to what we've seen in the past. We are also seeing that spending in general is not that bad. Sure, there are other problems at hand. Sure, crude अपना खुद का game खेल रहा है, but overall I feel it is in a bit of a different sort of intricacies are different. China and US, how will it affect global market? Everything will always affect global market in more ways than one. Whether you talk about export, import, sanctions, quotas, tariffs, all of that, there are far too many reasons and far too many, specifics to really mention here and do justice to each and every one of them. But हाँ, एक चीज है, if one thing is कि China will never truly be ignored. If you see, even Russia को truly ignore करने की try की थी because of the war, yet no one was really able to. In fact, as I hear, many of these brands like Starbucks and all are already starting to enter again. So it is impossible to ignore an economy in today's day and age. But हाँ, ऐसा हो सकता है. For instance, now that the Apple iPhone announcement is hot, we are seeing Apple is looking to manufacture iPhones in India from the from the current gen onwards. So पहले क्या होता था, पुराने आईफोन बनते थे. iPhone 6s से I think they had started, and at that time that was already 3-4 generations old. Now they are making current gen iPhones, which is very significant because it shows that okay, they are trying to give more business to India. So in that sense, maybe it will benefit India. So yes, paisa hi paisa. Okay. Can you do analysis on Tata Steel and the sector? We'll talk about Tata Steel as a sector. We can look at the sectoral chart, but उससे ज़्यादा in depth में बहुत time जाएगा, which is not really there with us right now. So I'll look at the sector though. As of now, हम लोग देख सकते हैं. Just quickly switch back to Nifty on the daily. What we can see is the previous candle was a red one, and see, typically it will stay between this 17,800 region itself. बेसिकली अनलेस ऐसा कुछ हीरो टू जीरो टाइप का मूवमेंट आता है आफ्टर 3 p.m. till 3:30 we see things remaining the same. It remains stagnant. बैंक निफ्टी में भी देख सकते हैं 3 बजे लगभग यहाँ पे है एंड वी कैन सी इट इज स्टैग्नेटेड 40,200 के आसपास रहेगा. मे बी द क्लोज इज समवेयर 4210 और समथिंग. फॉर निफ्टी मे बी अराउंड 17,780 17,790 के आसपास क्लोज रहेगा. And probably that is what we might end up seeing. Again, this is very typical of expiry days, very typical of the markets in general. One reason why Nifty has not performed well is because Reliance आप देख सकते हो. So if we talk about you know trend lines, then you can see Reliance is quite bearish, and then it only broke that trend line after around 2 p.m. or so, which is exactly what we saw with Nifty as well. अगर आपको याद है तो हम देख सकते हैं the same exact figures apply. So that is why that is looking a little different. Quickly, we'll talk about the broad market also. So you wanted auto sector, but हम लोग बात कर लेते हैं पहले इसकी ओवरऑल सेक्टोरल इंडाइसेस की. सो यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं फॉर सेक्टर्स बैंक्स हैव क्लियरली डन वेरी वेल, बट बैंक्स में भी एज वी सॉ व्हेन वी लुक एट एसबीआई एंड ऑल, एज वी सॉ PSU banks are doing well. हम लोग देख सकते हैं प्राइवेट बैंक्स आर ऑल्सो वेल. प्राइवेट बैंक्स में कौन से डिड वी सी? द मेजर वंस आर एक्सिस, SBI के ICICI. These two are major ones that we saw, and उसमें we saw SBI and we'll see a couple of more now. हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि from the other sectors, there is no one true outperformer. Banks have done well. Apart from that, everything is थोड़ा ऊपर थोड़ा नीचे. In general, BFSI is also doing well. IT has lagged today again. This is possibly why cumulative effect आया है निफ्टी पे, that it hasn't really done as well. अगर निफ्टी उतना ही बेटर कर पाता, then 1% is 170 points. We started off 17,620 के आसपास. अगर 2% ग्रोथ होता, which is around 350 points, we would have been at 17,970. So अगर बैंक निफ्टी और निफ्टी साथ में चल रहे होते, we would have expected निफ्टी to be around 17,970, but यहाँ पे वो है down by around 200 points because बाकी सारे सेक्टर्स सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे. इंडिया विक्स इज डाउन, which is a good sign, because if you recall, when previously the market was going up, we were seeing VIX rising. Now VIX is down by 5.5%, which shows कि अच्छा ठीक है, people are having less uncertainty in their minds. Nifty gainers, Nifty losers, Bank Nifty losers, Bank Nifty gainers, you can see. And now let us quickly move to the questions. You offer option classes as well, basics. Anurag, you can get in touch with me. So you can go on my YouTube, you can find my email address if you want, or just DM me on some platform. I do have classes, I do have mentoring sessions as well. It's a slightly different structure, and I've made sure that it is attainable and affordable for everyone. So if you want, if anyone else is also interested, bas wahan pe aap ja sakte ho and you'll get an idea about the details. I'll share them with you. Let's quickly look at the global markets as well, so we get an idea as to what the other markets are doing, what they might do after we sleep and after we say ठीक है टाटा बाय बाय कल मिलते हैं. We can see right now European markets are flat. There is a considerable disparity, right? हम लोग देख रहे हैं Nifty is up by 1+%, globals are flat negative. हम लोग यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं Asia is also not really close, particularly decisively. So I feel tomorrow might be remains to be told kind of day, क्योंकि typically क्या होता है, Fridays are indecisive. Friday ऐसा हो सकता है we might see moving within this range itself, so from 680 to maybe 800 or so. Basically this rough कितना 120 point का net range जितना होता है, maybe we might see prices staying within that range. Typically that is what happens. I'm not saying वही होगा. I'm not saying कि that is 100% likely. I'm saying that ऐसा हो सकता है. यहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं बैंक निफ्टी is shot up right now. We can see it just showed us a good growth spurt of sorts. But ठीक है, bullish trend में है, होने ही वाला है. Again, this is what it looks like. And for Bank Nifty also, again, if Friday is to be a flat-ish kind of day, maybe we see it steady between this level or so. 39,800 से लेके 40,200, 300 के आसपास. अगर हम बात करते हैं दूसरे एक्सपायरीज की, वेट आई विल जस्ट ब्रिंग द ऑप्शन चेन. Option chain में जाके we'll go to the 15th September expiry and we'll just take a look what the market seems to be feeling right now. हम लोग देख सकते हैं highest OI right now is on the call side, interestingly very high OI at 40,000. Maybe this is a rollover of sorts that we're seeing. Put side पे अगर हम देखते हैं highest OI as of now appears to be torn between 39,500 and 40,000. Sometimes ऐसा होता है 500 पॉइंट के sort of उसमें we see. So maybe there is someone who is trying to play a spread here, and let's see how things go. At least as of now, I would say market का जो bias है, it is bullish for now, and I feel that is how it should be until we are proven wrong. So yeah, that's about it for my index analysis. Quickly, we'll take a look at Tata Steel since that was a question, and after that we can start wrapping things up. Any questions on YouTube? No questions on YouTube. No problem. Actually, YouTube pe I had not announced properly. Typically, every Thursday afternoon, I try to go live if possible. So ऐसा हो सकता है कभी कभी I miss out, but generally I try to keep it as a schedule. Either way, make sure you're following me on Creator and you're subscribed to me on YouTube and on my other social media channels, so that you're aware कि अच्छा ये अभी live जाएगा, अच्छा इसमें he's planning to sort of reschedule or something. So at least you'd have an idea. For Tata Steel now, in terms of if we say pure price action, then as of now it appears that it is likely to break this level 102 के आसपास. If you recall, recently split हुआ था, which is why we are seeing prices in hundreds instead of thousands. In the chance that it goes up and tries to clear that 110 hurdle, I feel then it's got good potential. One stock that I am trying to observe, because यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं prices are around the 200 MA and the 50 MA. In fact, they are bang smack in the middle of them. Weekly chart देखते हैं, then here also we can see they are really trying to stretch things out here with the 20 MA as well. So देखते हैं कैसे जाता है. One stock that is on my list and I might get a better idea maybe in October or mid-October or something. This is CNX Metals, which is the metal index. अब तक तो बहुत अच्छा रन हुआ है इसका. Let's try to take a quick look at the retracement from here. And yeah, we can see 61.8 has been cleared. Now, typically that would mean कि और ऊपर जा सकता है. It has more room to grow. But let's see whether it actually does. अगर weekly chart की बात करें, weekly पे it's actually looking quite good because we can see 50 MA के ऊपर आ पाया था, and it's actually holding above this high, which is a good sign. So maybe on a positional basis, the sector might be good. As of now, it does not lack the same kind of momentum that I would typically like to see with such stocks. So yeah, that's about it from my side. Any questions, please feel free to let me know. Make sure you're following me on all the social media platforms. आप यहाँ पे link tree की link पे जा सकते हो. You have my YouTube finance channel, you've got my YouTube personal channel, you've got my website as well. All the links are there, and you have the podcast पे you can check out these newer videos of mine. This is actually related to option selling as well, so do check it out. और हम मिलेंगे अगले एपिसोड में. तब तक happy trading, happy analysis, take care and see you in the next one. Thank you. Thanks, Shalil, and I'll see you all in the next.